Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamerspro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. So there's been all of this buildup for the return of Kevin Durant. As you guys know, Kevin Durant missed game one. It was a shocker. Many people felt like the Rockets would have won game one had KD been available in that game, but then ultimately he didn't play. And then we were talking about the news of Kevin Durant potentially returning in game two and all of these things, right? So yesterday we did a live with a report that we got from some doctors saying that, you know, he was cautioning against Kevin Durant returning. And then ultimately we found out that Kevin Durant himself was going to play. And I tuned into the game, I'm sure like the majority of you watching this video. And if you're watching KD in the first half, you were like, goodness Lord, look at what the Rockets were missing. This guy scored 20 points in the first half. And I want to say something because I think some people are misreading the stat sheet. So there are people that are saying that Kevin Durant only attempted 7 shots in the first half. That's not true. KD attempted a lot of shots in the first half. But for a free throw attempt, field goal, when you shoot a shot for a free throw, it doesn't count. He had 7 field goal attempts and 7 free throws. So how do you get free throws? Right, so he did attempt a lot of shots, and as a matter of fact, he finished the game. Now he didn't finish the game with a whole bunch of shots. He only finished with, he only finished with 12 shots, but he finished with 12 shots and 8 of 9 from the field, from the free throw line. So he did attempt a lot of shots. But anyway, if you were watching KD in the first half, you were like, man, this is what the Rockets been missing. Yeah, 20 points. He did have 4 turnovers, which we're going to get to in a moment. 1 block, 1 steal. But coming into the game, you pretty much knew what the game plan of the Lakers were going to be, which was double team KD. All right, just double team him, right? And then play physical defense with him crowd his space, his airspace, and they'll be able to neutralize him. So when KD was getting free in the first half, he caught the ball a lot on the move and all of that, so he looked very effective. You get to the second half of the game, and Kevin Durant was just shut out of the game. In the second half, he only attempted 5 field goals, went 1 or 2 from the free throw line, and finished the second half in 24 minutes with 3 points. He had more turnovers than points in the second half. Kevin Durant finished this game with 9 turnovers. He had more turnovers than assists, more turnovers than rebounds. That is a disaster. And for someone that goes around calling himself the God and fighting with people on Twitter and saying this and saying that, bro, man, you can't be doing this and you talking about you the God and all of this and they don't respect the God and the God, whatever the hell he calls himself, right? Whatever God complex he has. And this is a horrendous look for KD, especially given the amount of trash that he talks. And one of the people that absolutely ripped into Kevin Durant was Kendrick Perkins himself on Get Up this morning. Take a listen to what Kendrick Perkins had to say here about Kevin Durant.
The Rockets are the dumbest team and the most selfish team in the postseason. J.J. Redick is coaching his ass off so much that he's coaching circles around Ime Udoka. We could blame Kevin Durant for those 9 turnovers, but we could also blame Ime Udoka for having Kevin Durant in that position, knowing that they're going to send 2 people at him at every single time and double him. How about Anthony Shangoon? When are you going to get your big ass down and start playing some damn defense? You're the center now. It's no Steven Adams. You're going to at least try to protect the basket? What is going on with you? And then when you look across the board at Ime Udoka and his rotations, you have Finney Smith on the sideline. You haven't used him once. You're one of the worst shooting 3-point teams in the NBA. You shot 7 for 29 from 3 last night. And then I saw one play, and this is where you see that they lack togetherness, and I'm talking about the Rockets. It was in the first half. They get on a fast break. They kick ahead to Reed Shepherd. He's pushing in transition. Kevin Durant is running the wing, and Reed Shepherd pulls up for a 3, and he missed it. They call a timeout. Reed Shepherd is getting pissed off. Kevin Durant is pissed off at Reed Shepherd. He's one of your best shooters. Let him shoot the damn ball.
Yes or no? Series over?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you heard what Kendrick Perkins had to say. KD better find a way to win the series. Kevin Durant better find a way to win this series, because this is going to look bad for him. And for the people like Stephen A. Smith who call, oh, you can make an argument for KD being a top 10 player of all. No, you can't. No, you can't. And people call Kevin Durant the greatest scorer of all time. Bro, you can't be the greatest scorer of all time and you finish a game like that. You just can't. The great scorers in NBA history find a way to at least get up shots. KD seemed like he never even, like, it seemed like KD never ever ran drills and scrimmages of how to handle a double team. It was insane. The same issue that plagued the Rockets the last 2 times they played the Lakers in the regular season, you would have thought that Ime Udoka, these guys would have figured out a game plan. They couldn't even put him in spots on the floor to get him easy buckets. Now, I get it. They don't have a point guard. And Fred VanVleet, we get all of that. Someone to set the table. But my God, my goodness, I've never seen anything like that before. He got stifled. Literally. They're double teaming him. Is Kevin Durant the first perimeter player to be double teamed? Is he the first one? You couldn't get more looks than that? More shots up than that? And this is the greatest scorer of all time. Yeah, Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer of all time when you don't touch him and you just allow him to shoot. Yeah, his efficiency goes through the roof. But if you put him in a situation where you crowd him and you play physical with him, his percentages go down. Now, he finished the game with 58% shooting from the field. So from a statistical standpoint, you're like, man, he shot efficient. Yeah, but did he play well? He played well in the first half, but the game has 2 halves. That was horrendous. 9 turnovers? 9 turnovers? You by yourself? 9 turnovers? 9. Kevin Durant had almost as many turnovers by himself as the Lakers had as a team. Lakers only had 12 turnovers. And the reason he had those 9 turnovers was because they were trapping him and he didn't know how to handle those double teams. So Kevin Durant got to figure it out. And it's not just on Kevin Durant, it's also on Ime Udoka. They got to draw up better schemes for this guy to get this guy better looks. Because if this is how KD's going to go out in the first round, my brother, this ain't a good look for you, family. It's not a good look, especially given the fact that Houston, you can make an argument they were a better team last year. And when they got KD, he was going to take him over the top. And man, like, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. You're supposed to be leading these young boys, man. LeBron is leading them dudes over there. What you doing? Like, it is not a good look for KD right now. They got you out here looking crazy, bro. You're going to have to do something. I know these LeBron fans have been looking for me. Where you at, son? Where you at? You was talking wild greasy. LeBron this, LeBron that. You a hater, bro. Right? So, yesterday, going into that game, I guess I fell for the okie doke, man. I thought that the Houston Rockets were going to be able to put a beat down on the Lakers. I made fun of LeBron in game 1. I said Luke Kennard carried his ass in game 1. And I think I was right. Luke Kennard, I think, led all scorers in game 1. And then LeBron fans, they make it worse, man. You heard people like saying, oh, LeBron, what we saw in game 1 was vintage, was prime Chris Paul and prime Magic Johnson. I'm like, so 41-year-old LeBron James is a top 10 player of all time? Like, come on. But so they were doing that, right? So going into yesterday's game, it was a big storyline because Kevin Durant was supposed to play. We did a live where some doctor was kind of warning against him playing. But I said in that live that I thought Kevin Durant was going to play, and that is what he did. And in the first half of that game, he scored 20 points in the first half. He was hitting some shots. You know, they made a few runs with the Rockets. But going into the half, I had a feeling that the Lakers were going to win the game because it looked like the Rockets just couldn't really figure out the Lakers. The Lakers seemed like they had a better game plan than the Houston Rockets did in terms of what they wanted to execute offensively, especially defensively. They knew exactly how they were going to attack KD. And LeBron made it his business this time around to be much more offensively aggressive. He finished the game with 28 points on, he only shot 40% from the field. He's 28 points still, 40% from the field, 40% from 3, 71% but then he did have 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal. But beyond the box score, if you watch the game, you could tell that he was having a great night. Now, obviously, he didn't do that by himself. Marcus Smart came along for the ride. He had 25 big points and 5 big 3-point shots. Luke Kennard was Luke Kennard. He had 23 points. So LeBron was able to find a scoring punch with Luke Kennard and Marcus Smart, and then Rui Hachimura chipped in 13. But in terms of LeBron, man, I gotta give him his flowers. He put up a spectacular performance, and he shut me the hell up. I couldn't even hate. And it's paining me to do this video, but I couldn't even hate. Now, I think what makes it hard for me to give LeBron his props is his fans. Because his fans are just going to be so ridiculous in the comment. Like, oh my God, man, these people. But he had a hell of a game. And as a matter of fact, at the end of the game, he spoke to the media at ESPN. And he basically explained how the game went down. So what we want to do is going to play what LeBron said post-game. And then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to his comments post-game.
And LeBron, a game of runs, but you guys controlled it for the majority. Coach Redick talked about playing with a sense of desperation. Is that what it took to get another win here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, just as hard as we played in game 1, we had to double that in game 2. We understood, what they wanted to come in with, the desperation they was going to have, so we had to be even more desperate, and I thought we played a hell of a game.
The defensive effort against Kevin Durant, he had 1 point in that third quarter. What did it take as a whole to lock down a player like that?
Hope that he missed, show him different coverages, mixed match pitches. We got to be a pitcher that can go out and throw fastballs, curveballs, sinkers, knuckleballs, everything. So I thought the coaching staff did a great job of putting us in a position, and we all listened to the cues and the comments to go out there and do that.
And LeBron, I'm sure the crowd plays such a big role in these home wins. Now you take a 2-0 series lead to Houston. How do you bring this same energy on the road?
We don't have a choice. I mean, it's a postseason, so it's first to 4. It's never the first to 1. It's never the first to 2. And our whole mindset now is focused on game 3. We know we're going to a hostile environment. Guys tend to play better at home than they do on the road, so we have to be ready for that pack. We got to be ready for that intensity.
How good did that behind-the-back dunk feel for you?
Listen, I'm just super blessed and super humbled to be able to still play the game that I love to play at my age. And that's it. That's all I got for you, Ashley.
Great win. Thanks so much, LeBron.
I appreciate it.
So you heard what LeBron had to say. So what does this mean for the Lakers? Well, now the Lakers went from the team like, oh my God, they're afraid of KD, they're going to lose, to now looking like the team that will probably most likely win this series. I mean, it's crazy to see, and it looks like what's going to happen is the Lakers are probably going to win this series unless something happens. Houston wins 4 out of 5 games, which is going to be a tall order. And they're most likely going to get Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves back for round 2. Who would have thought? And you got to give the man his props. I'm talking about the man. In this case, I'm talking about LeBron James. You got to give him his props. As much as it pains me to do so, you got to give the guy his flowers, man. He played very, very well. I didn't see him having a performance like that. I just didn't see it. And he shut me the hell up. And I know his fans are running through the streets, rejoicing, pouring honey all over each other, screaming and hollering and twerking it up. And I mean, y'all deserve that. I'm not even being funny. Y'all deserve that. I was wrong. I thought the Lakers were going to get their asses like body slammed. I thought they were going to lose. I thought Houston was going to step up and do something. And boy, do I look like an idiot right now, because Houston didn't do any of that. I mean, for goodness sake, they held Kevin Durant to, I think, 3 points in the second half. They just couldn't figure out the Lakers. And I think LeBron gave them, he wasn't the only one, and I think it's important we point out the role players, but he gave them an emotional punch. When he hit that 3-point shot at the top of the key over Şengün, and he was very demonstrative and all of that, I think his guys knew that this guy's here to play. We're not just here to watch. We're here to participate, and we're here to win this game. And I think that certainly there's no question about it that LeBron is a better basketball player than Kevin Durant. There's no question about it. None whatsoever. None whatsoever, because LeBron is KD's senior by 4 years. Seniors him by 4 years. 4 bloody seasons. He's running through the lane, doing reverse dunks. It was just crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy stuff. And, it's his greatness. You know, I feel like if LeBron had a different personality and his fans had a different, they had a different behavior in terms of a set of people, it would be easier to remember. I had LeBron as my top 4 greatest player for the longest time. What made me move him out of my top 5 was his antics. But on this particular night, you got to give the guy his flowers, man. He shut people up. And I'm one of those people that got shut up. And I got to come up here and I got to face the music. I didn't run. Some people are like, oh man, why you ain't go live, bro? That game finished at 6:10 my time, a.m. I wasn't, even if the Lakers won, I wasn't going to go. I mean, the Lakers lost, I wasn't going to go live. It's too late. But I definitely said, you know what, you got to show up and take these lashes, because these LeBron fans, they're going to be waiting for you. So here I am. Stephen A. Smith is a very, very funny guy, right? Stephen A. about a week or so ago, I remember it because we talked about it, we referred to it, said that the Lakers are going to get swept in round 1 by Houston. Swept. And he said after KD got back, oh, they could probably, the Lakers have probably been, they'll probably be like the only one, right? So it went from the Lakers being swept in round 1 to now, after the Lakers take a 2-0 lead against the Rockets, and they beat them last night with Kevin Durant, now Stephen A. Smith is calling Kevin Durant the GOAT. I mean, LeBron James potentially the GOAT. So what we want to do is we're going to play what he had to say on ESPN today, and then we'll come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Stephen A. Smith here.
I think that even though Michael Jordan will always be my GOAT, LeBron James has made the greatest case for GOAT status this year, because of the exceptional play that he's put forth at age 41 in his 23rd year and repeatedly doing whatever it takes. It's not about a 27 or 28 point per game performance or a 25 point per game average over a stretch. It's about a guy that's going to be on the Mount Rushmore of basketball for NBA annals, willing to defer himself and being a third option when necessary, a second option when necessary, a number 1 option when necessary, a center when necessary, a power forward when necessary, a point forward or a point guard. Whatever it is that you need LeBron James to do, he has done this year. So for me, saying he's the big storyline tonight is just par for the course. It is what it is.
So you heard the sound there. This guy is not serious. You're talking about a guy that also said, just I believe it was yesterday, that the Golden State Warriors haven't made the playoffs in 3 years. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, what are we talking? If you watch that game, LeBron James put up a hell of a performance. He finished the game with 28 points, yes, 1 steal, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, 40% shooting from 3. He didn't shoot so well from the floor, but he was aggressive. And he put on a spectacular display. Led his entire team, emotionally, everything. With the dunking and all of that, infusing them with energy. And at the end of the game, the reporter asked LeBron, hey, man, how were you guys able to pull this out? And LeBron told him, hey, look, man, he basically did what a lot of people expect him to do. Take a listen to LeBron here post-game after the Lakers won that game.
And LeBron, a game of runs, but you guys controlled it for the majority. Coach Redick talked about playing with a sense of desperation. Is that what it took to get another win here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, just as hard as we played in game 1, we had to double that in game 2. We understood, what they wanted to come in with, the desperation they was going to have, so we had to be even more desperate, and I thought we played a hell of a game.
The defensive effort against Kevin Durant, he had 1 point in that third quarter. What did it take as a whole to lock down a player like that?
Hope that he missed, show him different coverages, mixed match pitches. We got to be a pitcher that can go out and throw fastballs, curveballs, sinkers, knuckleballs, everything. So I thought the coaching staff did a great job of putting us in a position, and we all listened to the cues and the comments to go out there and do that.
And LeBron, I'm sure the crowd plays such a big role in these home wins. Now you take a 2-0 series lead to Houston. How do you bring this same energy on the road?
We don't have a choice. I mean, it's the postseason, so it's first to 4. It's never the first to 1. It's never the first to 2. And our whole mindset now is focused on game 3. We know we're going to a hostile environment. Guys tend to play better at home than they do on the road, so we have to be ready for that pack. We got to be ready for that intensity.
How good did that behind-the-back dunk feel for you?
Listen, I'm just super blessed and super humbled to be able to still play the game that I love to play at my age. And that's it. That's all I got for you, Ashley.
Great win. Thanks so much, LeBron.
I appreciate it.
So you heard what LeBron had to say. Look, Stephen A. Smith is not someone I take seriously anymore. I don't take him seriously. I used to take Stephen A. Smith very, very seriously. I don't anymore. I think a lot of this is just performative. I think he's saying this because he feels like this would be a good storyline. It's the reason why when he said that, no one on the panel reacted to him. Michael Wilbon didn't react to him. Chris Mad Dog Russo didn't react to him. No one is going to react to that. That, oh, if you win a first round series, it makes you the greatest. He's making his GOAT case. No. You can't make a GOAT case from being a third out. Now, is he adding to his lore? Absolutely. But I just feel like you're not the person that should be giving praise, because a week ago you had them getting swept. And then now all of a sudden you're talking about the GOAT. So what happens now if they get to round 2 and they get beaten through the mattress by freaking OKC, and he doesn't play well? He's no longer the GOAT. Like, come on. I get it. It's television. You want to get ratings. You want to say things that get people engaged. I get it. It's a business. You have sponsors. I get all of that. But I feel like we've reached the point where with Stephen A. Smith, where people don't take his takes seriously anymore. I think we just look at it like, oh, he said that. Oh, really? He said, oh, okay. Come on, Stephen A. Smith doesn't even know the players of the Knicks, some of the names of the players on the Knicks. Come on, like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? No one is coming out of that game and saying, man, LeBron is really making it. Maybe LeBron fans, probably. And I think what's happening here is that Stephen A. Smith has always been a fan of LeBron. I remember him defending LeBron back to like the cold piece of First Take days against Skip Bayless. He's always been a fan of his. But the thing is, all of this sucking up that he's doing publicly, LeBron don't care what you got to say. I don't even think his fans care what you got to say anymore. Really. I really don't. I think Stephen A. gets an audience because they obviously know how to run a good show, but I don't think his comments are landing the way they used to. I just feel like this guy just up there bloviating and hollering and screaming and just saying stuff to get ratings. No one cares anymore. You had picked them to get swept. Now you're talking about he the GOAT. And then what about Kevin Durant? You're like, after you just witnessed a performance like that, you still talking about Kevin Durant is arguably a top 10 player. How is Kevin Durant arguably a top 10 player? How is that? Arguably a top 10 player over who? Tim Duncan? Magic Johnson? Bill Russell? Larry Bird? Who? Hakeem Olajuwon? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Michael Jordan? Kobe Bryant? Like, who are we talking about here? Who is he this top over LeBron James? Like, who? Who? Like, what are we talking about? Okay, based off of what? KD's never even led a team to a championship on his own, but you're talking about, and that's the thing you guys got to know, because I've been following Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith gets enamored with players that can score. He gets enamored with them. He is not no damn top 10 player. There is no damn argument for Kevin Durant being a top 10 player. There is none. He's still behind Stephen Curry. So how the hell is he a top 10 player? I would even put him behind Kawhi Leonard. Yes, I would. So how the hell did he get up in the top 10? The Lakers are able to win game 2 at home against the Houston Rockets, even after the return of Kevin Durant. Something that really, really surprised a lot of us, because we definitely did not see that coming. And now it's looking like the Lakers' entire playoff picture is changing right in front of our eyes. It went from people expecting the Lakers to get swept in round 1 to now potentially them winning this series and getting back their 2-star play. Like, it's insane. But that's what it's looking like. So we have a few reports that we want to get to here. First one from Fadeaway World. It says, JJ Redick provides new health updates on Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. It says, Lakers coach opens up to current injuries to Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. It says, the situation is still in flux for the Los Angeles Lakers right now as they wait for word on good health for their elite backcourt duo, Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. In the latest update, head coach JJ Redick provided some good news for the Lakers, confirming the recent report that Reeves has begun one-on-one drills with his oblique strain. Austin Reeves has started to play progression, but we don't have a timeline update on him. And then it says, after Doncic's hamstring strain, Redick had even less to say about his recovery. While he is preparing for the next step in his rehab, there is no concrete return date, which supports the theory that he's further behind than Reeves. Redick added that Luka Doncic is preparing to begin his return to play progression, and there is no time timeline update on Doncic either. Dave McMenamin had to say. So that's what that report had to say. We have another one here. This is from Heavy.com. It says Lakers Game 2 win signals great news for Austin Reeves' injury return. The Los Angeles Lakers beat the Houston Rockets in Game 2 in the first round of their playoff matchup to go 2-0 in the series, despite not having leading scorers Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. It was once again LeBron James and Luke Kennard leading the way for the Lakers, along with the historic performance from Marcus Smart. Along with those three, Los Angeles has seen elevated play from others, from much of their rotation. So it continues on. While official injury return timelines for the two backcourt stars have yet to be announced, a new update on Reeves signals good news for the Lakers. And while Doncic remains out indefinitely, the more Los Angeles wins, the chances of them getting back at least one of them at some point in the postseason only rises, right? And then it just basically says this. It says, however, based on the latest update from both Shams and head coach JJ Redick, the indication is that Reeves could be closer to getting back on the court. The sense around the Lakers is that Austin Reeves is actually the one that's further along than Doncic in their respective rehab process. I am told Austin Reeves has started one-on-one on the court, Shams said on NBA Today. The Lakers are not expecting Luka Doncic to be back this series. He is out indefinitely. Well, look, this is fantastic news. And oh my God, what a turnaround this is going to be. Because now it's looking like the Lakers have a real shot at winning this series, unless Houston wins 4 out of the next 5 games. It looks like they have a shot. And if they can finish them out early somehow, like if they go to Houston and steal game 3, then this series is going to be over quick. Then what that does is that it gives them more time to rest up. Right. And especially if that OKC Suns series becomes elongated. But this is great news. You know what I mean? This is great news. And this playoff picture is kind of evolving, especially with the injury to the Victor Wembanyama, which devastated me because I really want the Spurs to do well. Things could really change here pretty quickly.